Hello, I am Madeline James, and it is time for another. This is probably going to be part writing update, part writing vlog, slash planning vlog. But I had some things I wanted to talk about and go over. One of the big things is going to be I'm preparing for Q4. I'm sort of coming out of the difficulties of summer. It's going to start getting cooler, and I really want to get back on track. Not like, I don't want to say get back on track as in like catch up with my goals or like force myself to do something I'm not ready for. I just mean like I think things are going to be getting easier again, and I just want to give myself the structure I need to actually go back to being as productive as I can be and still, doing self-care and giving myself, slack and grace, whatever. But I need structure to be able to do that, or I will just not do things. So we're gonna get to that. But first, I had something very crazy happen yesterday. And this is like mini story time, sort of, but there's a world building YouTuber who is, in my opinion, I think he's one of the biggest like world building based YouTubers out there. Like, he is absolutely amazing. I've been watching him for years. I love his content so much. Like, he's just so like, he gets super deep into everything, and love his channel. I think I've recommended it in a number of mine and mentioned him in a ton of my videos because like I've watched a lot of his content and I've definitely gotten inspiration from there. And I started getting some comments on my world building videos last night, and I was like, what is going on? And they, like, a couple of them were mentioning his channel and like one of his videos, and I'm like, this is really weird, like, what's going on? And you guys, I went to his latest video, and he's doing like ocean currents, and he was like talking about what resources he was using for his methods for that portion of his like world building guide series, which I think this is like part like 38 or 28 or something of his. And he referenced one of my videos and my channel and like recommended my channel and said really nice things about the way I do my like writing guide videos. I cried. I freaked out. I didn't know what to do because I would never expect something like that to happen. Like, he has like 250,000 subscribers. Like, he is amazing. He's been doing this for years. He is so experienced. He has such an amazing community around him, and like, he liked my video. Like, I was like freaking out. Like, that means he knows how weird I am, and like now all these people are looking at my videos that are used to his videos, which are fantastic, and now they're looking at some of my world building guide videos. Freaked out, definitely cried a little bit, definitely hid under the blankets. There was some screeching. My husband was very concerned at first. But I cannot express to you how good that feels. Just someone who I really look up to and I really respect saying that they see what I'm doing and they like it and they recommend that other people check it out. Like, I know people try and purposely go out and support smaller channels and like find ways to do that, and it's like amazing, but like, it was the most touching thing. And like, I just can't tell you how absolutely crazy and amazing that was. Yeah. But why am I being texted? I already got that text like 5 times. My daycare is like, tomorrow's pizza day, you should sign up. I already signed up. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this, my children are being very loud in their rooms right now, so you can probably hear them. But let's move on, let's focus. So it is just about mid-September for me, and things are starting to get a little bit easier. I've been having migraine problems the last couple of weeks. Like, right now, all like the nerves in like my arm and my shoulder are really like pinched and like inflamed right now. But like, in general, I'm doing better. It's not as hot. It's going to get cooler, and I know I'm going to feel better the cooler it gets. And my husband and I have decided to try out a brand new schedule. And this schedule is basically going to involve getting up a lot earlier, and we're going to sort of mimic what it would be like once my son goes to school if we wanted to offset our schedules, so one of us can be home to put him on the bus and one of us can be home to get him off the bus. Because it'll just be way easier than trying to get him into like before and after care, and that's stressful. And So we're going to try it out now and maybe start doing it and stick with it if it works. But basically, I will be getting up slightly earlier, getting the kids ready for school by myself. Normally he helps. And then I would get him on the bus, right? But he's not actually in school yet. So I'm just going to take them both to daycare, drop them off, go to work. We're going to work 8-hour days instead of 9-hour days. And then my husband, because he's going to get up like an hour and a half earlier. So like he's going to be leaving the house like as I'm waking up. And so he's going to get home at like 2:30. And I'm not going to get home until like 4:30. So I'll pick up the kids and bring them home. And so he'll have 2 hours where he's going to clean and do like pick up groceries and actually cook without it being interrupted, because he's an amazing cook and he likes to spend a long time cooking, but we have barely been able to do that because kids. And so he's going to be able to do that, keep the house in order, clean, laundry, all that stuff. And then I'll be getting home at like 4:30, and then I get an hour of free time because I will have spent 2 hours taking care of the kids already. So I will get an hour of free time, then dinner, some family time, bedtime, and then our evenings will be a little shorter. So it's a bit rambly, but so basically we need to account for that in the schedule, and I need to go back to setting myself some goals for sort of what I'm going to get done. And I have been very inspired by some videos about doing like so many week challenges on trying to get things done. Meredith Phillips, I will link her videos that she's doing, but she's doing this 6-week challenge to revise her book. And that just makes me think like, oh, maybe that would get me back into it, because I've been still kind of having trouble with drafting right now and getting into it because I just have so much going on and I'm tired and I'm exhausted, and by the time the kids are in bed, I'm just like... So I am going to be putting a new schedule together, and I've kind of been working on that, so I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Alright, I'm not sure how well you can see this, but I have from like here down to here every week in the rest of the year, starting when we're going to do the new schedule. At the top, which let me see if I can show you this. I sort of have a week laid out with what our schedule needs to look like. And then I've sort of gone through and put color-coded everything on here. Hold on, sorry. Everything on here that's going on, and then when I want to do things. So like I have my longsword class on Monday nights. On Tuesdays I alternate between I DM a tabletop role-playing game, and then I have martial practice. And then on Wednesdays we're going to do like a date night, and maybe me and my husband are going to watch TV. Like I just charted it all out, figured out the weekends of when we're doing stuff, and then I drew little purple boxes, if you can see them. I don't know if you can see those. But I drew little purple boxes of where I think I could get in task blocks, which are like 30-minute blocks. And so I have them in that hour chunk every day, which I think will really help, because if I can get an hour of writing in before dinner and bedtime, which is, you know, it takes a lot out of you, and then still get writing done almost every single day, even when I'm doing other things like going to longsword class, I think that'll keep me in the flow and keep writing in the front of my mind. So I did this, and based off my estimates, I think I could get my first draft done by the end of October. By the end of October. I think about here-ish, yeah, the last week in October, I might be able to finish if I actually keep to this. So I might make some sort of like weekly goal and like really push to get it done and try and like do a focus time and then be more relaxed. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm playing around with that. And this worked really well for me. I like doing this where I can see it all a little bit more easily. And then I have updated my planner, which I will show you. I am switching back to doing weekly spreads, and instead of having tons of room for check boxes, I'm trying to be a little bit more focused on what I'm working on. So this is sort of what I did, if you can see that. I basically have, you know, like in the morning, I'm going to try to do stretches and drills for my sword fighting and actually remember to do that. And then I'll have my hour of free time after work where I can do some writing, then I have stuff that I'm doing. I'm also trying to read a chapter of Wheel of Time and Night just so that I need to break it up more and get ready for bed better. Because it's going to be going to bed like an hour and a half earlier than I'm used to. An hour earlier than I'm used to, I think. So it'll be an adjustment, but I just have all these blocks put in here, everything that's going on, and I've done this for every week. So you can just kind of see every week. I just kind of have it blocked off like this. And I'm going to try really hard to actually keep this open and actually follow this. And I'm hoping it works out for me. And that's the plan. Yeah. One other side thing that I'm working on, other than all my other sewing projects that I need to finish, and you will have seen my side quest in creating the 15th century Italian clothing, overdress and underdress. And I'm like, maybe I can make a real dress. So I have a dress I really, really like, and it's 100% rayon, and I just love the way it drapes and the shape of it. So I'm like, why don't I try and make a couple? So I ordered fabric, and I really think it's pretty. So like, here's one, which is so pretty. And I didn't make a pattern yet. I just guesstimated how many yards of fabric I need, so we'll see how this goes. And this fabric, which is really pretty. So I'm going to try to make a couple of those dresses because it is literally my favorite dress in the whole wide world. I bought it at Target, and yeah, so that's a side thing I'm going to do. But at this point, I'm going to go take some time to work on the next part of my world building guide series because I am freshly motivated and I need to finish putting the climate portion together. I have it all prepped. I just need to actually put it together, and it's a lot of work. So I'm going to spend a bit of time working on that. It is supposed to storm epically as there's a hurricane coming off the side of the coast, but end of season garden sort of. That's all dead. Don't look at that. Blueberry bush is looking fine. I know, kiddos. We're gonna pull the raspberry and blackberry canes out the end of the year. It's over. No. This poor little melon is clearly gonesies. There's ants all over it. That guy's not gonna make it. This was generally unsuccessful, but we didn't maintain it well enough. I know, I see the little one.
Oh, it's so there with the baby.
I know. Then tomatoes are basically ready to get pulled. They're kind of done. But yeah. We're gonna do some fall crops of garlic and carrots and some stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah. So it has been pouring all day. We were actually going to be at the mountains this weekend, but with the weather, we decided it would be not really worth driving that far in the rain and traffic to be stuck inside the whole time and then drive back in the rain and traffic. So we just decided to stay home. So, oh my gosh, why is my phone going crazy? But anyway, so we've been home relaxing. I've been doing a lot of sewing and some various computer laptop-y type things. But I'm looking at my sort of schedule now because we start the new routine next week, and I want to get my book done. I want to finish drafting. I'm really excited to dive into the next project, but I want to finish the first draft before I really devote consistent time to it because I want to do it right. I don't want to just I really think that my sweet spot with writing is going to be where I do a lot more planning than I'm doing now. And not that I'm not doing enough planning, it's more that I haven't really fine-tuned exactly what kind of planning and what format I need to put it in. But I want my outlines to be a lot more in-depth, more just for tracking all the subplots more specifically and tracking all the world building and the magical elements and the setting elements that I'm putting in there. So I want to do that a lot more intentionally. I want to be a lot more intentional about all the elements that I'm putting into the drafts, just in my initial plans. And then I want to kind of isolate more each individual part that I want to put together for it. Like if I need to do, you know, like certain settings or how much I need to put into the magic system or how important society is and like what kind of like bring the theme out there, all of that to try and make something that's really strong and really cohesive. So I'm really excited about doing that, but that's making it hard. That combined with all the other stuff I'm doing right now is just making it hard for me to sit down and focus on my draft. So my game plan is to, starting Monday, I want to do, I think, a challenge. And I want to just focus on getting my first draft done, and for that to be like mainly the only thing I'm doing. And I'm leaving blocks in my calendar for other stuff, but I don't want to deviate from my actual writing time. And I think I'm being pretty reasonable with my schedule. I think this is pretty reasonable. I have my hour after work 4 nights a week, and then I have 2 nights during the week that's just writing time, and then again Sunday night. So 3 full nights and then 4 hours. And that's less writing than I have previously tried to schedule myself for, but I've also previously not actually done that much. So I think that this is on par with what I could do, and I think that drawing it out where I'm having a little bit of writing after work every day will keep it fresh in my mind compared to like my other hobbies that I keep wanting to like dive into, and then like I just can't get my focus on it, right? So we're gonna like really focus, really focus. I have a couple times where I can like do whatever I want, mainly Saturdays. Saturdays it's like I do a YouTube video and then I do whatever I want, and that's sort of my free time. And then Wednesdays and Sundays I have, like when we're not busy, I have like date time, or if like my husband and I don't really want to sit down and like watch a movie or do something like that, then like that can be free time too, or we play video games or something like that. So yes, I'm excited. It's going to be interesting, but my goals for this weekend leading up to this are going to be to get myself really organized in here, because I want to be spending time writing, not doing other things. And when my space is a mess, my brain is a mess. So I want to get really set up on my desk, get all my like sewing clutter. You can't see it right now, but I have like sewing clutter everywhere. And I want to get it all organized. I want to get it all put away. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to map out. I already have all the blocks of how many blocks a week I have. But I'm going to look at how many chapters I have left and really sit down and think about like, okay, what is my challenge goal? What is like I think I might want to make like a page or something where I can keep track of it, like, I don't know. I think I want to do something like that. So I'm going to work on it. Yeah, so I'll be back. Okay, so I figured it out. I made a little tracker, and I've decided I'm going to try to do the rest of my drafting, which is 21 chapters, in 8 weeks. So I have this little, I don't know why I decided that this needed to be like a bottle. I can't tell you why, I just decided to do that. And then I have these little gold stars. So every one of these circles, there's 21 of them, will be a gold star when I finish a chapter. So that's how I'll know that I'm done, like that's my tracker. And then I have each of the 8 weeks listed down here along with the number of like estimated task blocks. So I kind of know how much time I'm planning on spending on this. And then what chapters I need to finish each week. So you can see going down this side here that it just kind of says the chapter numbers of when I should finish. And this means I should be done a little bit before Thanksgiving, which would be exciting. And we'll see how it goes, but right now my plan when I finish drafting this is maybe after like a mini break, like I'm talking like a couple days, maybe a week, I want to go in and do like an initial pass. And this will just be like going through and fixing things as I see them. So like, tweaking a couple consistency things from other places, like just stuff that like I changed as I was writing it, or I decided as I was writing it, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I never mentioned this again. And I don't know, like just stuff that comes to mind, doing one quick pass, maybe spend a week or 2 on it. And then after that, I'm going to put it aside for a while. That's when I will send it over to my alpha reader, aka my husband, and then I will start working on planning and outlining and world building for the next book, which is very exciting. So depending on how this new schedule works out for me, because there's a chance that our new routine is going to be really, really productive for me, and I'm just going to get way more stuff that I'm used to getting done, like done. We'll see, but I should have time to do some other projects as well. I'm not entirely sure like how much I will have, so other videos might be a little slow. Like it may mostly just be like vlogs during this period, but I don't know, we'll see. I have some room for like free time, and if I decide on that free time I want to start doing some like prep for the next project, or if I want to do like world building stuff, you might see a couple of those videos. But otherwise I'm going to try to just do like vlogs and maybe have like 4 vlogs where I update like every 2 weeks. I have a vlog, and then if I have time to do an extra video in there, you'll kind of see those alternating. But I don't know. I'm slightly overwhelmed by this, mostly just because like my brain doesn't want to focus on drafting right now. Like it's just been, I have to get back into it, and this is the thing, right? Like when you're in the flow, you're in the flow. When you're not in the flow, you're really, really not in the flow, and that's a big issue for me. So I'm really hoping this gets me back into it. I have like such a cute little tracker potion bottle thing to work on here. I'm not sure if I'll put this up on my little bulletin board or if I'll leave this out on my desk, but like I am going to clean off my desk. I'm going to be putting stuff away. Like I'm going to get this place absolutely cleaned up in preparation for starting the new routine next week. And I'm optimistic. I'm nervous, but like we're gonna do it. I'm gonna be accountable. I'm gonna have vlogs, and it's gonna be like for this challenge. It's gonna be weeks 1 and 2, weeks 3 and 4, weeks 4 and 5 and 6, and 7 and 8. I can count. And I'm gonna give you updates. So at the next vlog where I talk about this, I should have finished chapter 33. And we'll see. But I don't know. This is also like weird because it's gonna like cut into NaNoWriMo, but I don't know. I don't think I was really planning on doing NaNoWriMo anyway, like unless I wanted to wait and try and finish this whole thing in NaNoWriMo, which I think is just like dumb. I don't want to do that. So yeah. I'm gonna do some like cleaning up in here, putting some things away, some organizing this weekend, and then I'll probably check in again like tomorrow night. I saved myself a half a chapter to finish, and so once I finish that half a chapter, I'll be ready to go in this. So I'll check in tomorrow, or you might see some footage of me cleaning up. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, I think I have everything cleaned up and picked up now. Let me show you. I really cleaned out my closet here. There's so much more space now. One of those whole bins is empty. I have most of the new stuff I've been making in here. So I have some of the linen fabric for the dress I'm gonna make for my daughter, more linen fabric for my husband and son, some of my quilting projects, some more quilting projects, fencing books, world building research books, just all sorts of various stuff. More reasonably organized and reachable. All my sewing stuff's organized back in here. This is open. This whole shelf is open. So I have plenty of room to put things. And then my desk is mostly organized. Not quite too set up, but organized. And my cart is basically empty now since I'm not actively going to be sewing too much the next few weeks. I don't need all that stuff out here. I organized my new books into my bookshelves. And, you know, I'm mostly organized. And I have my wonderful new tracker here on my corked boards that I can start filling that out tomorrow. I moved some of the books from here, reorganized my little pen case for my planner, and yeah, it's about all clean. My kids are still trying to go to bed. It's not that late right now, but it's 7:40, so I'm a little bit past their bedtime, and I want to start getting ready for bed around 9 now, which is an hour earlier than usual, which is going to take some adjusting. So I only actually have like a little over an hour. But I've been reviewing my plan for this week. I'm going to try to keep it easy on like the extra stuff I want to do, especially in the morning, because it's going to take a while for me to get in the routine of doing all that in time, just because I'm not used to doing it all by myself. So we'll see. But there's a lot to do, and yeah. But I got, let me show you. I got some electric lighters for in here and for in my bathroom for when I take a bath, because I have candles in there too. And this is the coolest thing ever. I don't know if you've ever seen one of these. I hadn't, but look. Let me see. It's so cool. So I am going to, I have this candle that I haven't lit in a while. We're gonna light it and see how that goes. That is very cool. I love these candles. So now that I'm all set up, I'm gonna work on finishing up this scene so that I will be ready to start with scene 28 tomorrow. Alright, I finished my scene. I'm feeling pretty good about it too, and I'm excited to get this done. I really am. I do really love this story. It is hard for me to spend so much time between like really world building and fleshing it out and immersing myself into it and drafting, but we have learned a lesson that we will apply better in the future. But I think this is where I'm gonna end this vlog, and tomorrow maybe I'll get started on weeks 1 and 2 of documenting my challenge.